But we got some other topics. This one's gonna be a good one, I think. In this next topic, we're going to talk about how Tesla pricing makes 0 sense. And of course, this is because of the Model 3 versus the Model Y. Not necessarily Model S and the Model X, because that's not necessarily volume. But Model 3 pricing versus Model Y pricing is too compressed. And most likely they're cannibalizing each other's models. But we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. But basically just getting the best United Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there that has interest rates as low as 2.99 to 3.7%. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. But let us get into this. Shout out to Gary Black. He posted this and I thought this was really interesting. Tesla Model 3 performance at $52,990 starting price, quote, should be reduced to $49,990 to give it a fighting chance versus a Model Y performance at $53,990, or bring out a Model 3 long-range all-wheel drive at $44,990 to fill the price cap. Model 3 inventories above 2022 levels. So of course you can see right here on a kind of blurry price chart, but you can't necessarily see it. But we don't need to look at this because we can take a look at the website right after this. But Christopher Dungeon, where we definitely have highlighted some of their tweets, said agreed. Current pricing makes 0 sense unless Tesla is looking to upsell Model Y performance and make it appear of a much more of a bargain. And so, I mean, this is what we know, right? Tesla Model 3 and Model Y inventory production is at a pretty high rate for both vehicles, both considered to each other, but it is completely correct. Like the Model 3 right now with the only version of the Model 3 performance at $52,990 versus the Model Y at $53,990, only a $1,000 price increase between the Model Y performance. I think most people are going to just go ahead and buy the Model Y performance because it's only $1,000 more. But I do understand how there could be a lot of people out there that don't necessarily care about the SUV feel and look and would rather have a sport sedan that rides lower to the ground, more sportier, handles a little bit better than a Model Y performance. So that actually is a very good question, because we're going to get to some point where probably the cost to manufacture a Model 3 is going to be similar to the cost to manufacture a Model Y, or maybe even vice versa. It's even less for a Model Y, who knows? And so really it's going to be a choice to the consumer, right? Does there really need to be that much of a price increase for a Model Y performance? But the definitely thing I would say is the Model Y performance is certainly cannibalizing some of the Model 3 sales, and maybe even vice versa. So they do need to make a spread, whether it's like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 difference. And also the Model 3 long range has been long gone for a while. We've definitely not seen them in inventory. I think the last time we saw a Model 3 long range that was actually in inventory for sale that you were able to actually purchase was in March, and really it has not came back since. So really, maybe if you're looking for a Model 3 long range, and specifically a Model 3 long range, it could potentially come out at the end of the quarter, which is June, because last time we saw one was in March. So definitely keep your fingers crossed. Check out the Waiting for Tesla website so you can see all the different inventory out there. And shout out to TJ and the team for creating this site. But really, there needs to be more of a spread. And of course, if Model 3 long range comes back at, it's supposed to be like a $48,000 to $49,000 price, but I think it definitely needs a little bit more separation than the Model Y variants, because it needs to seem like more of a value that you're getting the Model Y. But at the end of the day, it certainly could make sense why they're just trying to price them in and together to each other and see what people want to choose at the end of the day. But that's definitely a good idea, and definitely a good idea to put a poll out there to see what people would actually choose. And let me know what you choose. If Model Y performance, well, it is. Model Y performance is $53,990 and Model 3 performance is $52,990. Prices are very, very the same. Basically $1,000 in difference between the two. Which one are you actually going to go ahead and choose? Are you going to go for Model Y performance, or are you going to do the Model 3 performance because you want to ride lower to the ground, you want better handling, better Not suspension, worse suspension, and a faster, maybe sportier coupe that probably could do better on the track at the end of the day. But definitely some interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the credit unions and banks out there that I use to get the best possible rates on a Tesla or financing a Tesla. Some of them are even as low as 2.99 to 3.7%. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all Patreon DMs or direct messages in the Patreon app. So definitely